Hello, my name is Kayla Howard, and today I'll be talking about cultural resurgence in California Native American communities and how Native people are bringing back their traditions, healing from past traumas, and staying strong for the future. I included a photo of the Gabrielino tribe. When we think about Native American people, we need to remember how deeply connected they were to the land. And for example, I'll be using the Gabrielino tribe. They lived in Los Angeles and Orange County areas, which were full of mountains, coastlines, and hills, as you could kind of see in this picture. The Gabrielino people were the most powerful tribe in their area at the time, with many different villages and leaders. They were also known as great hunters, fishermen, and controlled the soapstone market, which was super important to other tribes. The sunny, warm weather made life easier for them, and their land provided everything that they needed. What is cultural resurgence? Cultural resurgence means Native people are bringing back and reawakening their language and cultural identity and practices after years of colonization. It's a way to heal from the trauma that came from losing their land and identity, and to ultimately feel proud of who they are. Cultural resurgence helps rebuild pride in their heritage and culture. History of hardship. The first mission was built in San Diego in 1769, and eventually there were 21 missions total across California's coastline. Native American people faced three waves of destruction, which were the Spanish missions, gold rush violence, and harsh government policies. The first ever governor of California, Peter Burnett, said a war of extermination will continue to be waged, just showing how accepting this violence was during this time. Settlers didn't care about anything. They destroyed homes, they burned homes, and tore apart families and communities. What happened to Native communities? During these times, Native people lost their land. Women were harmed, abused, and mistreated. Their culture and villages were also under organized attacks. Native people were eventually forced off of their land and punished for their identity. For example, the Act of Government and Protection Indians was created in 1850, and they even went as far as having cash rewards posted for the killings of Native Americans and scalping their heads. They even went as far as sending young children and tearing them apart from their families and sending them to Indian boarding schools. Richard Pratt, who actually started the boarding schools, said, "Kill the Indian, save the man," which shows how cruel they just thought about these children. Children were taken from families, given Christian names, and were punished from speaking their language. Even though this was happening to these children, some children resisted and showed strength and resilience. The trauma from these schools still affects Native families and communities till this day. I included a picture of what was once formerly known as Sherman Institute. Now it's known as Sherman High School, located in Riverside, California. It's actually the only remaining federally run boarding school in California, and 65 Native American children who attended the Sherman Institute are buried at the Sherman Indian School Cemetery in Riverside. Although it has history, it is now an off-reservation boarding school for Native Americans. And according to the Sherman Indian Museum, SIHS was founded by the United States government in order to assimilate Native Americans into the mainstream society. So, yeah, I also included a picture of what the school looks like now. It was kind of hard to find a picture of what the school currently looks like, but this is the best I could do. And yeah, it looks nice. I also included the logo of the school. Reviving language and culture. Bringing back native languages is a big part of healing. California has more native languages than any other state, which I also wanted to bring up the Europe tribe's efforts. The Europe tribe is a tribe in California that has been actively trying to revive their language through motivation and leadership. They've received federal grants to promote the revival of the Yurok language, and it's now currently being taught in public schools. Students could also use it to meet college language rules and as college credits, which I think is really cool. I included a picture of the Yurok tribe symbol and a picture of children doing the Yurok brush dance. Since learning a native language may be hard, teachers tend to use fun everyday lessons to keep the students engaged and interested to help them deepen their connection with the language. There's also programs like Breath of Life that uses old recordings and documents to bring the native language back, and programs like Master Apprentice Program, which has elders who teach young people through daily conversations. There's also native language immersion schools that teaches classes in only native language. Speaking native languages brings people back to their roots and help them heal from the past. One linguist, Ray Huate, says instead of calling a language dead, we should say it's sleeping because it could still be brought back. The Kuya community. The Kuya people lived in the Coachella Valley, where I'm from. They are creating language classes, songs, and school programs to bring their language back. In downtown Palm Springs, there's also the Agua Caliente Casino, the Cultural Museum, and the spa at Seke. The tribe organizes powwows and local culture events, which help celebrate and share their culture with the community in public. They also own businesses like casinos and gas stations that help support the tribe's cultural programs, and have beautiful hiking trails on their reservations. I was born and raised in Palm Springs, California, and have friends and family connected to the Kuya tribe. My best friend teaches her community through bird dancing, beading, and language classes. I feel lucky to watch her keep her culture alive, and it inspires me every day and shows how powerful and prideful one's identity could be. And I included pictures of her beading. You guys should really go check out her Instagram. I included some pictures here. And yeah, thank you for watching and listening.